Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into this week's episode of Smart Money Sundays. I hope you're doing well, had a great weekend, feeling well rested, and ready for another week in the markets. This is going to be our last week trading for the year before we kind of take a brief hiatus for the holiday season, spend time with family, catch up on sleep, all that good stuff. So we've had a phenomenal year. You know, the community is making a ton of progress. Lots of students getting funded, and just really a positive, uplifting environment, making a big impact on the community and on the broader industry as well. So, thank you so much for that. Thank you for your love and support. As always, we appreciate the feedback. Please make sure to hit subscribe if you haven't subscribed already to this YouTube channel, and hit that like button at the end of the video once we're done. We're kind of just going to get straight into it this week and really just give you my levels that I'm looking at. I'm not really going to go super in depth. These are free videos. We want to help you out and kind of share with you what my bias is and kind of levels of interest for the week ahead. But I really want to reserve the kind of in-depth analysis for a private group, right? I think it's very important that we go in depth with our students and make sure that we're all on the same page. But here on YouTube, obviously, I want to make sure you all kind of know the levels that we're looking at. And if you want to learn more about how to execute and what goes into our analysis on a regular ongoing basis, then simply head over to our website, arielfxtrading.com, and book a free call with either Nathan or myself. And we'd be happy to discuss what kind of customized solution we can provide for you to help you reach your goals. All right, so starting off here on Euro USD, and the bias really has not changed, right? We're seeing a lot of kind of choppy price action. That's kind of typical standard type of price action for December. Not a lot of volatility going on, right? But if we want to just step back and think about the higher time frame objective, and you all remember that 1.0620 is the overall objective right above this old high. But in all reality, I'm looking at 1.0680 into 1.0700, and I'm not going to go down in lower time frames, but it's the 8-hour inefficiency, 8-hour doji where we ran this internal liquidity here. Right, so that's the overall objective. That objective has not been met. Therefore, we are looking to continue to buy, right? We're treating retracements as excuses to buy. And obviously the level from last week that we discussed in terms of a continuation pattern or a continuation trade is going to be that down close here, right? This area of demand, the higher low on the lower time frame trend, the higher low that produced the higher high. I'm simply looking at all of this crap in here as noise, right? Just want to get that retracement into discount for that overall continuation into our objective, right? Just thinking about it, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, thinking about it on the broad level. All right, so that nothing's changed here, right? Looking at that retracement down into demand where we ran descending liquidity here, sell to buy, right? Never mitigated, never accounted for that, right? Now, obviously, if we trade it up higher into our objective before then that obviously this level, this lower time frame level is going to be off the cards. All right, so that's EU, sterling, GBP/USD, very similar, right? That higher time frame objective is going to be that previous low on the daily time frame, right here. That kind of demand to supply flip, never mitigated, right? And then we have a nice area of liquidity here, right, with this high resting right prior to that previous low. So I want to see that run out, and until then we can buy into that objective. So very similarly, we have a nice area of lower time frame demand that I'd like to see met, right? Obviously down close here, running equal lows, sell to buy, break a structure, higher high, right? Simply looking at this is just a bunch of noise between our higher low and our higher high. Right, just want to see that retracement, discount 1.2, round number, continuation into objective. Okay? Aussie dollar. Right, AUD USD. Now, again, very similar. We have not met our higher time frame objective on this one, right? Being this up close here, 6860 into 6900, right? That's our overall objective. And until then, we're looking at retracements to buy. right? So on this one, I'm kind of viewing this as a potential skewed head and shoulders a little bit, left shoulder, head, potentially right shoulder forming. We want to see that run on the neckline. Now this is asking kind of a lot to come down into this demand. So I'm really just kind of looking for that sell to buy here on the neckline, whether it be there, take it on the pullback, or all the way down into our kind of area of demand here. At that point, I'd be looking to buy into that objective, right? And that's really around 6,500 round number. It would be great if we can get down into that. I don't know if we have enough volatility to get there before just reaching this objective, but that's what I would prefer. That's what I'd like to see, but nevertheless, we're going to react and adapt. So we may just kind of run through these lows here quickly and then snap back, and then we can look to buy. But preferred, we get into further discount here into our preferred level of demand. Same goes for Kiwi dollar, right? That higher time frame objective, 6,500, right? Running out, I think we can run out this previous high here and trade into a bit of supply here as a demand to supply flip at 6.5, 6.51. Right, so we should be treating retracements again, just like the rest of them, as excuses to buy. So we have nice sell side liquidity resting right prior to our area of inefficiency. You can see big institutional candle, institutional volume entering into the market here, right? And we have our 2-hour level of demand at 6,250, nice round number, right? So really want to see if we can dig down into discount here, right? And then get that final continuation trade higher, right? Very simple stuff. USD CAD. Right, this is one that has traded into our 8-hour up close candle. Right, has traded into it, but we're not really seeing a strong enough reaction yet at the moment. So what I think can happen is we go ahead and run out these highs once more, right, and dig deeper into this up close. There's a lower time frame level of demand here at 1.3720. I at least want to see these lower time frame highs run out. Right, so we want to be looking for that kind of buy to sell. Right, the break of structure, and then we can look to sell, taking out these lows, right? And ultimately that objective on UCAD, trading back lower into 1.3050 before looking for an overall buying opportunity into our weekly time frame equal highs. All right, so this one, still respecting the trend, just not quite ready yet. I want to see more manipulation. Just be patient with it. I'm a pretty strong conviction that this high here is going to be protected, and that we're just going to see some type of consolidation for the time being, and then that ultimate buy to sell to get us going in that preferred direction. USD Swiss franc. This is one, again, looking for continuation trades. We have internal liquidity. This really traded into nothing, right? So I really want to see us trade into this demand to supply flip, right, while simultaneously running out internal liquidity. So running these highs out while simultaneously mitigating our supply, and then the spillover, right? That would just make logical sense. So that's the level there, 4-hour doji candlestick on that one. USD JPY is very similar. I really want to see this thing dig back up into here, right, level of supply. Or we had descending liquidity, buy to sell, new lower low. Right now we're just kind of consolidating, chopping. Right, want to see that one final buy to sell, right, ultimately targeting this low. Right, so that's the nice buy to sell that ran liquidity here. That should be sufficient supply for USD JPY. All right, GBP Swiss franc. Playing off of this 6-hour down close candle. If we step back to the kind of higher time frames, you might remember, right, we played off of this level, this down close, right? So we should naturally be expecting that higher high in the sequence, right? Higher low, higher high, -27. I just kind of rounded it off to 1.1800 as the overall objective, so we still have ways to go. I would just prefer to see, to get in another opportunity while we're looking to attack that objective. So personally, I think we can dig a little bit lower, right, through these lows. We're just not seeing a strong enough reaction yet, so we might see some sort of buy to sell, digging a bit lower into here. I think this should be a protected low, ran out this short-term low here, then looking for that break of structure, and then we can take it higher again. All right, so I think we might just dig deeper into discount before seeing that follow through. Right, but ultimately we have our objective, at least short-term targets should be this previous higher high. Right, that should most definitely be met, should be run out. All right, getting into the yen pairs, that's really all we're going to talk about, right, is the majors and the yen pairs. I'm not really seeing much in terms of the exotics. Those of you who've been following me for a while know that I tend to stay away from exotics. Nate likes exotics, and I like majors and kind of yen pairs, so we kind of cover everything in that way. But be sure to hop into the live sessions that Nate and I do. He certainly covers a lot of those other crosses and pairs that I normally wouldn't cover in my videos. All right, but Euro JPY. All right, Euro JPY currently in a 4-hour downtrend, quite clearly. Right, lower highs and lower lows. What I'd like to see is this is that lower high that produced the lower low. Right, so I'd like to see if we can dig up higher, right, into this last point of return where we had the final buy to sell before creating that lower low. Right, and so I want to see us kind of simultaneously run out the descending liquidity here, right, in terms of this trend line. Right, we haven't seen liquidity, not a liquidity run, not a liquidity run, not a liquidity run. Right, so I'd really like to see us push higher. I'm looking at the inefficiency here, right, the inefficiency I think on the hourly time frame. Right, wick to wick, 50% of that brings us into this up close as well as 145.50, nice round number. Right, so if we can push up higher into that, that should be a beautiful risk to reward, at least targeting this low, if not the negative 27 on this fib extension. Right, coming in and around 139.40. 139.40 is final targets. Right, I'm just not looking at this as a low in the market. All right, so that's what I'm looking at on EJ. And let's see, CAD JPY. There's another one. Now we have relative equal lows. All right, so really just looking at retracements here for excuses to sell. I'm not sure if we can dig up higher into our 4-hour inefficiency here. Certainly a possibility that I would prefer, but I think it's a higher probability that we simply trade back into this previous low here, right, while running out the descending liquidity here. Right, so really just two levels that I'm looking to play off of on CADJ, right? It'd be great if we can leave these equal lows intact so that we can sell into them, right? So POI 1, POI 2, looking for continuations lower on this one. Swiss franc Japanese yen. This is one that is actually trading into a POI right now. Excuse me, goodness. Right, we talked about this level in the live session last week. Now my problem with this is if the other yen pairs that we just talked about are going to push higher and retrace higher into supply, then I'm not as confident in this one holding, right? Especially given the fact that we do have relative equal highs here, right? But nevertheless, our members, our students, we kind of prepare to react and adapt. So if we do run this demand here, if we break lower, if we breach that, then we should be good as confirmation to have mitigated, traded into up close here, right? Break this demand and validate it and then take it on the pullback. But I'm certainly cautious of this level at the moment, given the fact that on the other yen pairs, we're looking for pushes higher before those pushes lower, right? So just keep that in mind. And if you are in this, try to secure partial profits as we trade down into demand here on the lower time frames. All right, GBP JPY. Now this is one that, given the strength in the pound, I'm actually looking at buying opportunities on this one following the mitigation train. If you want to learn more about mitigation train, we talk about it in our course, in a private group. Simply shoot us a message. We'd be happy to give you a free consultation so you can learn about everything that we kind of touch within our mentorship. Right, but we had equal lows here, down close, mitigate, right? Traded higher, equal highs, down close, mitigate, right? So following that train, that mitigation train, We have a nice draw on liquidity with these equal highs, right? So I'd really just simply, I don't see anything that kind of jumps out at me in terms of a down close candle, but just kind of want to see a retracement into discount for that continuation, targeting our equal highs here, and ultimately our area of supply up here, right around 172. Right, but the pound is very, very bullish at the moment, looking to create higher highs and higher lows. So very easily could create a new higher high here. Right? Right. All of this is just lower time frame wave play, lower time frame structure, creating higher time frame legs. Okay? So that's the level on GJ, retracement, discount, continuation, equal highs, new higher high on the higher time frame, more than likely. All right, and the last one I just want to touch upon is Euro AUD. This is one that on the higher time frames is clearly now run out. Obviously these relative equal highs here, but this previous high from October. So that was purged and we snapped back within the range. I'm looking at a rollover here on Euro AUD potentially. Nothing crazy in terms of a point of interest for you. I already gave this out to our private group. Whoops. Right, so we're in very good profit, should be break even at this point. But this trade, very nice trade to end last week, happened right in London session open. Time and price is so very critical as a confluence with your trading, especially with smart money concepts. So we do go in depth on time and price within our courses and our mentorship. But just wanted to highlight this trade that we're currently floating in. This level here might play out. I'm just not looking to really take anything until London or New York session tomorrow. So I'd certainly be looking at buy to sells, right, retracements as excuses to sell Euro AUD. All right, just given the fact that we had this nice buy to sell, this liquidity run through equal highs and through our previous high from October. All right, so that wraps up Smart Money Sundays for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you mark off some of these levels, have a good kind of bias, and understand the narrative heading into this final week of trading for the year. As always, feel free to message us if you have any questions. And again, if you'd like to potentially join the mentorship, we'd be happy to have you. Just want to have that call. Make sure it's the right fit for us and for you, so that we can create that plan moving forward for you to help you reach your goals. All right. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks.